We're delving deeply into some incredibly intriguing XRP developments today. You're going to want to stay for this one, I promise. No matter where you are in this great world, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's get started with something that has been causing a stir. And Ripple Bullwinkle is the source of this. The point is, Trump's support for XRP wasn't a coincidental occurrence. This is what took place. That post goes online just as exchange supply is falling and ETFs are heating up after a lobbyist with ties to Ripple reportedly encouraged that message. This timing wasn't accidental, guys. This was a calculated move. Do you recall President Trump bringing up XRP during the discussions on the strategic reserve? Many people thought he was foolish for including XRP right away. Here's my opinion, though. Trump was fully aware of the nature of XRP, and this is why I think so. Even before he was elected president, in the summer of 2024, he was already meeting with Ripple. For good reason, this man explicitly instructed him to include XRP. Consider it this way. What is the best course of action to boost the US dollar? It allows you to travel to locations that the dollar has never been able to go before. Additionally, you may move it very quickly and affordably anywhere in the world. And you know what? That's exactly what XRP was intended to accomplish. It was designed to provide on-demand liquidity and bolster the US dollar. I don't think the mention of XRP was an accident. This is an intriguing statement from the CEO of CryptoQuants. He claims that a nanny state no longer governs cryptocurrency. In essence, he is stating that the Wild West days of cryptocurrency are past. It's all changing in front of our eyes. It's evolving from being a place for speculation to one where substantial investments are made. And to be honest, I completely concur with it. This is something I have been saying for some time. This evolution is literally visible in real time. Even cryptocurrency investors are evolving with the industry. Lambos and mansions are no longer the subject of daily conversation. These days, all people desire is to protect their financial future and pay off their bills. The one thing that is still lacking, though, is this. Appropriate rules. This area will change permanently once laws are implemented. Everything that might be a rug pull or anything speculative will vanish like an overnight phenomenon. This is an astounding fact. These days, BlackRock's main source of income is Bitcoin ETFs. However, this begs a very important question. Why haven't they applied for an XRP ETF yet if ETFs are their main source of income and they can see all this demand and money coming in? In actuality, there are just two possible possibilities. Either Ripple and BlackRock have an extremely tight NDA or there is a major problem with this image. Why don't you take advantage of this chance? Any astute business should be embracing this at this very moment. Do you have any idea how XRP might become scarce? What would those ETFs be worth, do you think? Is it possible that you would lose out on such a chance? Although there isn't any hard evidence to support it yet, I'm seeing a lot of conjecture that BlackRock may submit an XRP spot ETF application in December. All we can do is wait and see what happens. Okay, the moment you've all been anticipating has finally arrived. Here's what your 1,000 to 5,000 XRP holdings would be valued if ETFs deplete the exchange supply over the course of the next 17 months. Allow me to explain these situations to you. The accumulation period lasts from month 1 until month 6. The cost steadily rises from $2.20 to $5. This is where positions are subtly built by the smart money. The realization phase lasts from months 7 through 12. At last, the market recognizes that sell-side liquidity has vanished entirely. As a result, the price increases quickly from $5 to $15. Mania is the period between months 13 and 17. The supply shock peak that might push XRP anywhere from $20 to $50 or higher is this one. To be honest, though, I believe that all of this will occur far sooner than that schedule indicates. This is the reason. Retail FOMO will increase if we begin to witness supply shock coupled with rising prices due to retail demand. Institutions will be rushing to purchase as much XRP as they can in order to avoid retail FOMO at the same moment. When it occurs, the price will fluctuate far more quickly than it has in the previous 17 months. Instead, I believe that months 1 through 6 could witness this acceleration. Here's the main lesson, though. According to this analysis, the price of XRP won't plummet during the next 13 to 17 months. The fundamentals indicate that growth will continue. This is where things get really intriguing, though. From this point on, the increasing momentum would just continue. I believe that tokenization is about to take off. Therefore, you have to account for that. All we need to do is wait for the SEC to approve tokenization and provide the regulatory clarity that everyone has been seeking. And you know what? I believe that XRP and other utility-driven cryptocurrencies would greatly benefit from this. Then picture this situation. The price may fluctuate dramatically if the banks abruptly exit their private ledger testing period. The whole landscape would change as a result. Beyond only the ETFs, there are a lot of other factors to consider. Additionally, additional businesses will also be developing XRP treasuries in the future. These forecasts, in my opinion, are conservative. I think we'll reach even greater heights. Let's take a moment to discuss the specifics. In addition to a V-shaped recovery on the daily chart and a bull pennant forming on the 4-hour chart, XRP's exchange supply has decreased by 45% in just 60 days. ETFs are attracting inflows for 9 days in a row, the MACD is turning, and the RSI is rebounding. There's more to that $2.80 aim than excitement. In fact, the math makes sense. When will this breakout toward $2.80 begin then? There's a very good probability that XRP will be in price discovery mode by the end of November or December, if that occurs over the next week or two. When you combine that with the shortage we've been discussing, we suddenly face double digits for XRP into 2026. Here's something intriguing now. In the event that Saylor's 2045 Bitcoin price prediction comes to pass, there is this XRP price analysis for bear, base, and bull scenarios. However, this is my perspective about 2045. First of all, Bitcoin will probably already be extinct by 2045 due to quantum computing. By 2040, or perhaps even by 2030. If a new financial system emerges, Bitcoin will likely be obsolete. Utility and real-world use cases will be the main topics of discussion. Bitcoin will simply fade into obscurity, and it won't even be discussed in the mainstream media anymore. However, as holders of XRP, by then the most of us, if not all of us, who keep holding and don't sell too soon will have retired. As long as you don't sell too soon, the most of us will be retired by 2030. With this cryptocurrency, you can actually retire. Let's now take a moment to discuss Bitcoin. Bitcoin will end November in the red today unless a miracle occurs. And this is a worrying trend. Every red November has historically been followed by a crimson December. Do we need to be concerned? For Bitcoin, things don't seem good. No one wants to acknowledge that the money is currently moving away from it. I don't see the institutional wave that everyone believes will come in and buy up all this Bitcoin. With the ETFs, it had a first mover advantage. That's what occurred. However, they have suddenly grown bored with it. These organizations aim to take advantage of the upcoming ETF prospects, and even individual investors, they won't be considering Bitcoin when FOMO reappears. Consider it. When there are better prospects with altcoins, who is going to put all of their money into Bitcoin in the hopes of a potential twofold return? Your investment was made in XRP. Right now, that's the wise investment. This is some wonderful news. Please share your opinions in the comments section. If these insights are helpful to you, please hit the subscribe button so that we may continue to grow this community.